Shalom, shalom. Happy Sabbath day and welcome to another Bible study lesson. Happy Sabbath day and welcome to the children of Israel to another Bible study lesson. And this is Brother Yoel from the Israelite Bible Study Group. And like I said, welcome. I know I haven't posted in a while, so I'm happy to be back. But today's study lesson is going to be coming from Isaiah chapter 53. And it's going to be called Jesus Christ or the Levitical priests, aka the children of Israel. So we're going to try to figure out who is this speaking of. Isaiah chapter 53, okay? And this is actually a chapter. I mean, a video that I did similar to this one, but I had to delete that video because the audio was so bad. So I'm just like kind of redoing this video over. Okay. But let's not waste no time. Let's jump right into it. So this is another Old Testament passage that the delusional Christians, the mixed and the mingled, the Israelitish, the fake Hebrew Israelites, and the Gentiles say that it is speaking of Jesus Christ, who we know is really Lucifer, the fake Messiah, the false Savior, okay? And we know that he is not the son of the Most High God, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. He is not the son of the Most High. Because the Most High, our God, have never said that he was his son. Not even one time has the Most High God ever even mentioned that Jesus Christ was his son. Not at any time. Never did the Most High say that. So Jesus Christ has nothing to do with the Most High, our God, and neither do Jesus Christ, aka Lucifer, have anything to do with the children of Israel at all. Jesus Christ had nothing to do with us. And if you are a true Hebrew Israelite, he had nothing to do with us. He had nothing to do with you. And you should not, as a child of the, as a Hebrew Israelite, you should have nothing to do with him at all. And how do we know? How do we know this? Because the Most High, our God, our only Savior, our only Redeemer, our only Creator, our Healer, our Protector, the great I am. He has revealed it unto us in his holy word, right in his Torah. He has revealed it unto us, okay, that, that Jesus Christ is not, his son. Had nothing to do with us. That's how we know, because the Most High God has revealed it unto us, and he has revealed it unto us only. So even if someone who is not of our people read this word, they will still not understand it, because it is not revealed unto them at all. Okay? Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 29 and verse 29. The secret things belong unto the Lord our God, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children. For how long? Forever. That we may do all the words of this law. So the Most High have revealed to us, not to everybody, but to us, the children of Israel. And he has revealed to us, and it's for us forever. Okay? The Hebrew, is only revealed to the Hebrew Israelites. So if you can't see this, and if you don't understand this, it is because you are probably not a Hebrew Israelite. You are probably an Israelite-ish person who can't see. Your eyes are blinded because this is not for you. You are probably a mixed and a mingled. You are probably a Gentile. You are a mixed multitude, and you're trying, to cause problems. You are trying to turn away the true Hebrew Israelite away from serving and worshiping the Most High, their God, our God, alone. Okay? You're trying to get us to worship another God or add a partner with the Most High and all that. You're trying to get our people to worship and to serve another God, multiple gods. Who is that other God who trying to say that he's with the Most High? That other God is Jesus Christ, a.k.a. Lucifer. And he had nothing to do with the Most High God, even though he keeps saying, you see me, you seen the Father, you see all this garbage. Even though the Most High God said, thou shalt have no other gods before me. He said, no other gods before him, okay? So every passage in Torah that the Christians, the mixed and the mingled, aka the Israelites, fake Hebrew Israelites, and the Gentiles say is speaking of Jesus Christ or any of the other names that they use to refer to Jesus Christ, who is really none other than Lucifer. When we go to the passage that is supposed to be speaking about him, his name is never there. Never. His name is never there, and neither is any of those other names there as well. None of those dumb names that they call him by, or the names that they say is referring to him, none of those names are ever there. Why isn't those names there? Why isn't those stupid names there that they keep saying is speaking about him? It is never there. Why? Why not? If it's speaking about him, it should be there. Okay? His name is never there, not even one time. And also, the other names that they use to refer to him, those names are never there at all. Names like Yeshaya or Yeshua, Yeshaya, Yahawashai, and stuff like that. None of those names are never there. Why not? Because those verses and those passages have nothing to do with Lucifer Jesus, and Lucifer Jesus have nothing to do with those verses and those passages. That's why his name is not there. That's why you don't see his name there, because it's not speaking about him. It had nothing to do with him. And that is why you can't see it. Okay? That is why you can't see it as well, because it is not for you to see it. It is not for you to understand it. It is only for the children of Israel, the true Hebrew Israelites alone. That's why you can't see it. It is not for those Jesus loving lovers. Okay? It's not for Jesus lovers who are pretending to be Hebrew Israelites, but you ain't nothing but Israelite-ish. It is not for you. You are mixed. You are mingled. Okay? You mix with other nations within you. That's why you can't see this. You can't understand this. You're a Christian. It is not for you fake Hebrew Israelites and you Gentiles and Christians and stuff like that. It's not for y'all to understand it. That's why you can't see it. Let's get that again. Deuteronomy chapter 29 and verse 29. The secret things belong unto the Lord our God, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever. So with all of the words that are in the Bible and that are in Torah, even words that are translated, okay, You mean to tell me that they couldn't just translate his names and put those names in those passages that are supposed to be speaking about him? They couldn't do that. The reason why they couldn't do that is because it is not speaking of him at all. When you do an online search, go to Google or some online server and type in the Old Testament and type in the name Jesus Christ as a search. Type in the name Jesus Christ and search for it in the Old Testament. When you type in the name Jesus Christ, or you type in the name Yeshua, or you type in the name Yeshua, or you type in the name Yahushai, it turns out to be nothing but a big fat zero. No matches at all, because Jesus Christ is not mentioned in Torah at all. They're just adding things to the Most High's words that are not even in the Most High's words. And if you say that those passages and those verses are speaking of Jesus Christ, even though the names that I just mentioned, those names of Jesus Christ, is not written there at all, then you also are adding things to the Most High's words, things that the Most High did not say. And that makes you a liar. That's what you are if you add that. If you say that it's talking about Jesus Christ when his name is not even there, you're a liar. So let's not waste no time. Let's get right into it. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 53. Okay? Isaiah chapter 53. And just give me 1 second here. I'm sorry about that. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 53 and let's pick it up in verse 2. For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant and as a root out of a dry ground. He has no form nor comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we shall desire him. Because this verse starts out with the word he. Okay? It starts out with the word he, so we must figure out who is he. We can't just assume, because you know what they say about assume. We can't just assume that it is speaking of Jesus Christ because some stupid Christian say that it does, or because some stupid heathenistic Gentile says that it does, or because some stupid mixed and mingled Israelitish fake Hebrew Israelite says that it does. We can't just assume that. No. We need to look deeper into this for ourselves, okay? So we are going to have to go back into the previous chapters before Isaiah chapter 53, and we have to find out who is he. When it says it starts off with he, we need to find out who is he talking about when he say he. Okay? So let's get Isaiah chapter 53 once again and verse 2, and then we will go back. Okay? Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 2. For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant and as a root out of a dry ground. He had no form nor comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we shall desire him. So now let's go back to chapter 52, okay, to see who is he, and then we're going to work our way right back into Isaiah 53, okay? So Isaiah chapter 52 and verse 13. Behold, my servant, my what? My servant, my what? My servant shall deal prudently. He shall be exalted and extolled and be very high. So now we know that that the one or the ones who are called he are also called the Most High's servant. So he is the Most High's servant. Okay? So here's a question. Is there any Old Testament passages or is there any Old Testament verses where the Most High calls Jesus Christ his servant? Because the Most High don't say anything in the New Testament. So is there any Old Testament or Torah passages or verses where the Most High calls Jesus Christ or any of the other names that they like to refer to Jesus Christ? Do he say that he is his servant? The answer to that is no. Okay? There isn't any passages or verses in Torah where the Most High says anything about Jesus Christ. He don't call him his servant. He don't call him his son. He don't call him the Messiah. He don't call him Emmanuel. Nothing. The Most High don't say anything about Lucifer Jesus. Okay? At all. Not even one verse. Not even one word. You cannot just look past this. Okay? This is very serious. You can't look past this. He don't say that at all. So this one who is referred to as he, okay, who is also called the servant of the Most High, he is not speaking of Jesus Christ. Okay? He's not speaking of Jesus Christ. So let's get that again. Isaiah chapter 52 and verse 13. Behold, my servant shall deal prudently. He shall be exalted and extolled and be very high. Okay? Have the Most High, I'm going to ask another question. Have the Most High ever called the children of Israel he? Okay? When referring to the children of Israel, have he ever called the children of Israel he? And also, here's another question. Also, have the Most High ever referred to the children of Israel or to any of the tribes of Israel as his servant? The answer to that is yes, absolutely yes, he have. And we are going to document that. Let's go and document that right now, okay? Let's go to Exodus chapter 4, and let's pick it up in verse 21. And the Lord said unto Moses, when thou goest to return unto Egypt, see that thou do all those wonders before Pharaoh, which I have put in thine hand. But I will harden his heart, that he shall not let the people go. Exodus chapter 4 and verse 22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, listen closely, thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son. My what? My son. Israel is my son, even my firstborn. Okay? So the children of Israel is the Most High's son, not Jesus. Okay? Who can see that? He said, Israel is my son. Exodus chapter 4 and verse 23. And I say unto thee, let my son go, that he, that who? That he, that who? That he may serve me. So here the Most High is referring to us, the children of Israel, as he and also as his servant. He says so that he can serve me. I know you can't see that because you're not a child, you're a mix and a mingle. You're not an Israelite. That's why you can't see it. I know you can't see it. But I'm just putting it out here, okay? Exodus chapter 4 and verse 23 once again. And I say unto thee, let my son go, that he may serve me. And if thou refuse to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn. So right here, you see it with your own eyes, right in your own face. You hear it with your own ears. The Most High is referencing the children of Israel as he. And the Most High is referencing the children of Israel as his servant. But let's get some more documentation. That's not all, okay? Let's go back to Isaiah chapter 53 once again. Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 2. For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant. Okay? We know that this is talking about Israel. Okay? But it's not just talking about the children of Israel. It's talking about a particular tribe within the children of Israel. A tribe of the children of Israel. Okay? Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 2. For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. He has no form nor comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we shall desire him. So let's go back to Isaiah chapter 52. Isaiah chapter 52 and verse 13. Behold, my servant shall deal prudently. He shall be exalted and extolled and be very high. So now we have a better understanding of who he is. So let's get an understanding of who, the Most High calls his servant. Let's see who his servant is. Let's see who that is, okay? Let's go back even a little further. Okay, let's go to Isaiah chapter 49 so we can see who the servant is. Isaiah chapter 49 and verse 3. And said unto me, thou art my servant. Let's get that again. And said unto me, thou art my servant, O Israel. O who? O Israel. Who did the Most High call his servant? O Israel, in whom I will be glorified. You hear that? He said that Israel is his servant. The Most High said Israel is his servant, not Jesus. So Isaiah chapter 53 is not speaking about Jesus, because the person that he called he is also referred to as his servant. And now when you come here, it says Israel is his servant. So the Most High said that Israel is his servant. And the Most High said that he will be glorified in Israel. So now, is there one particular or special tribe out of Israel who the Most High calls his servant? The answer to that is yes. Who is that tribe? That tribe is the tribe of Levi. Let's document that, okay? Deuteronomy chapter 18. Chapter 18 and verse 1. Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 1. The priests and the Levites, the Levites, and all the tribe of Levi shall have no part nor inheritance with Israel. They shall eat the offerings of the Lord made by fire and his inheritance. Okay? Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 2. Therefore shall they have no inheritance among their brethren. The Lord is their inheritance, as he has said unto them. Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 3. And this shall be the priest's due from the people, from them that offer a sacrifice, whether it be ox or sheep, and they shall give unto the priest the shoulder, the two cheeks, and the maw. Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 4. The first fruit also of thy corn, of thy wine, and of thine oil, and the first of the fleece of thy sheep shalt thou give him. Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 5. For the Lord thy God has chosen him. The Lord has done what? The Lord thy God has chosen him. Who is him? The tribe of Levi. The Most High have chosen him out of all thy tribes to stand to minister. What does minister mean? Serve. To stand to minister in the name of the Lord, him and his sons forever. For how long? Forever. So the Most High have chosen the tribe of Levi. They are the chosen people of the Most High, and they are to serve him forever. So the Levitical priests are the ones who stand and serve the Most High forever. Even in Isaiah chapter 53, it's talking about the tribe of Levi, the servant of the Most High. Okay? Because he said forever. And that came before Isaiah. Okay? Deuteronomy chapter 10, and we're going to pick it up in verse 8. Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 8. At that time the Lord separated the tribe of Levi to bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, to stand before the Lord, to minister. What does minister mean? Serve unto him, and to bless his name unto this day. So the tribe of Levi are the Most High's chosen servants. Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 9. Wherefore Levi has no part nor inheritance with his brethren. The Lord is his inheritance, according as the Lord thy God promised him. Excuse me. Deuteronomy chapter 21. And let's pick it up in verse 5. And the priest, the sons of Levi, shall come near. Okay? For them the Lord thy God has chosen to minister. Let me read that again. Deuteronomy chapter 21 and verse 5. And the priest, the sons of Levi, shall come near. For them the Lord thy God has chosen to minister, to serve, okay, unto him, and to bless in the name of the Lord. And by their word shall every controversy and every stroke be tried. Okay? That's what the Levite, the tribe of Levi was chosen to do. They come near the Most High God, and everything had to run through them. So if they go off, they go wrong, then Israel going to be wrong. By them, by them going wrong, or they're the ones that go near to the Most High, Israel going to be messed up. Okay? So let's get the definition for the word minister here, okay? Minister definition from the Strong's Concordance in the Hebrew, okay? It is H8334. It is Sharath, a primitive root to attend as a menial or worshiper, figuratively to contribute to, minister unto, do service, or a servant or servitor. But you see right there, they are a servant to wait on. That's what they do. They are a servant. They are the Most High's servants. The Levi, okay? Only Levi and nobody else from Israel, okay? Only Levi is the Most High's, chosen servants, okay? And there's times where the Most High call, his kings and his prophets also, he would call them servants. But a lot of them was from the tribe of Judah and from the Levi and from the tribe of Levi. Okay, so but Levi is the Most High servant. Okay, the Levi priests are the Most High's chosen servants. Okay, let's go to Isaiah chapter 43 and verse 10. Ye are my witnesses, saith the Lord, and my servant. My what? My servant. Ye are my witnesses, saith the Lord, and my servant, whom I have chosen. Who is that? Levi, that ye may know. Okay? So now we know who he is. When it says he, okay, in Isaiah 53, we know who he is. It is the tribe of Levi. It is Levites, the priests. That's who he is. Now we know that, okay? The Most High servant is Levi. That's who he is. Levi, the Levitical priest, and not Jesus Christ. The Most High never called Jesus Christ his servant, ever. Isaiah chapter 43 and verse 10. Ye are my witnesses, saith the Lord, and my servant, whom I have chosen, that ye may know and believe me and understand that I am he, and before me there was no God formed. Okay? There's no Jesus, no little baby in the manger, none of that. No God formed, neither shall there be after me. Okay? There's no God formed. There ain't no God at all. There ain't no baby in the manger. There ain't no little son and none of that. No God formed, and neither shall there be after me. No Jesus at all. And I don't care what other name you like to call them, Yeshua and all that garbage. There's none. Okay? At all. Now let's go to Isaiah chapter 41 and let's pick it up in verse 8. That's why I told you we got to go back and then we can understand who Isaiah chapter 53 is talking about. Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 8. But thou, Israel, art my servant. My what? My servant. Thou, Israel, art my servant. Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Who can hear that? The Most High have never said anything like that about Lucifer, Jesus Christ. The Most High have never called Jesus Christ his son or his friend or his servant or anything like that. He have never said that. Not even one time. He have never said not even one word about someone named Jesus Christ. Neither have the Most High God said one word about someone named any of those other names that you refer to Jesus Christ. Okay? So Jesus Christ is a stranger. Stranger danger. Okay? But let's hear what the Most High says about our father Abraham. Okay? Let's hear what he says about our father Abraham. Let's get that again. Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 8. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. The Most High never called Jesus Christ his friend or anything like that. And in the New Testament, Jesus Christ is very, very, very extremely disrespectful to the Most High, our Heavenly Father, and also to our father Abraham. Jesus Christ is very disrespectful to our father Abraham, who the Most High calls his friend forever. Okay? Let's go to 2 Chronicles chapter 20 and verse 7. Are not thou our God, Most High, who did drive out the inhabitants of this land before thy people Israel, and gave it to the seed of Abraham, thy friend, forever? You hear that? Most High don't ever say anything like that about Lucifer Jesus. Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 8 once again. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Verse 9. Isaiah, I might have said Deuteronomy, but Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 9. Thou, whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men, therefore, and said unto thee, thou art my servant. Thou art my what? My servant. Thou art my servant. I have chosen thee and not cast thee away. Who is he speaking about? He's speaking about Levi, the priest, the Most High's chosen servant. Okay? Isaiah chapter 48 and verse 20. Go ye forth of Babylon, flee ye from the Chaldeans, with the voice of singing, declare ye, tell this, utter it, even to the ends of the earth. Say ye, the Lord has redeemed his servant Jacob. Okay? Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 4. For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. Many of our people don't even know. Many of our people don't even know. Okay? Many have no clue that the Levi, the tribe of Levi is the Most High's servant. And Levi is who the Most High is speaking of in Isaiah chapter 53. Many of our people don't even know that. But it is Levi who the Most High is speaking of in chapter 53, not Jesus Christ, aka Lucifer. He's not saying anything about no darn Lucifer Jesus at all, okay? Isaiah 44 and verse 1. Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, my what? My servant. Hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Isaiah 44 and verse 2. Thus saith the Lord that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant. He keeps saying it. And thou Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. Okay? Israel is the Most High's servant. Israel is who the Most High is talking about when he say he. And the tribe of Levi, the priest, is who he's talking about when we continue down. Okay? Let's go back to Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 2. For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant and as a root out of a dry ground. So what is a dry ground? A dry ground is a desert. A desert. So let's get the desert definition. A large and extremely dry area of land, aka a wilderness. A what? A wilderness. And that's why when our people were in the wilderness, they complained about getting water. Okay? They complained because they said the water was something was wrong with the water. So they was complaining about that. So let's go to Exodus chapter 15. So it was bitter. That's what it said. It was bitter, right? Exodus chapter 15. So Moses brought Israel from the Red Sea, and they went out into the wilderness of Shur. And they went 3 days in the wilderness and found no water. Okay, they found no water. Because, like he said in Isaiah 53, he shall grow up, as a root out of a dry ground. This is what it's talking about. Exodus chapter 15 and verse 23. And when they came to Marah, they could not drink of the waters of Marah, for they were bitter. Therefore, the name of it was called Marah. Okay, Exodus chapter 15 and verse 24. And the people murmured against Moses, saying, what shall we drink? You see that, okay? You can see that right there. They was complaining about water. So let's go back to Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 2. I just wanted you to see that. Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 2. For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant and as a root out of a dry ground, out of a wilderness. Okay? Let's document that our people was in the wilderness. Deuteronomy, let's further document it. Deuteronomy chapter 2 and verse 1. Then we turned and took our journey and went into the wilderness. Into the what? The wilderness. They went into what? The wilderness by the way of the Red Sea, as the Lord spoke unto me. And we compassed Mount Seir many days. So from there, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 32. Okay? Deuteronomy chapter 32, let's pick it up in verse number 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. Verse 9, Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 9. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Okay? Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 10. He found him in the desert land and in the waste howling wilderness. Who can see that? In the wilderness. He led him about and instructed him. So the Most High's instructions in that wilderness, the Most High's instructions to us, to his chosen people, was to cause us to grow up, to make good decisions, to walk in righteousness, to keep his commandments, to have no other God before him, okay? To worship and to serve him only. Worship and serve him alone, okay? And no one else, okay? No Jesus, no Lucifer Jesus, no Yahweh Shai, Yahushai, none of that stuff. The Most High didn't, didn't want us serving no other gods. He said, thou shalt have no other God before me. And we are to fear the Most High, our God, only. Love the Lord our God with all our heart, with all our soul, and with all our might. That's what he was instructing us to do. And to keep these words which our uncle Moses commanded to us, even unto this day. Okay? And these words shall be in us and in our hearts for how long? Forever. Okay? Let's get that again. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 10. He found him in a desert land and in a waste howling wilderness. He led him about. He instructed him. He kept him as the apple of his eye. And the eye is the very sensitive part of your body. And it is a very important part of your body, okay? And it is a part of your body that you will protect very quickly. Your eye, and the Most High is our protector. We are the apple of his eye, okay? Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 11. And as an eagle stirreth up her nest, fluttereth over her young, spreadeth abroad her wings, taketh them, bear them on her wings. Verse 12. So the Lord alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him. There was no Jesus Christ with him. There was no Lucifer Jesus with him. There was no Yeshua with them. There was no Yeshaya with them. There was no Yahweh with them. There was no Lucifer Jesus little sissy with him. No bleeding little half-naked gay man on the cross with him. Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 2. For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. He has no form nor comeliness. And when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we shall desire him. There is no beauty or desire in what our people have gone through in this captivity. All of us, especially our priests, the Levites, who are the mediators between the Most High and his people, because our captivity has been about 400 years of pure hell. So there is nothing beautiful about that. Okay? There is no beauty in that. And why do we have to go through that captivity? Because we didn't keep those things that Moses instructed us. We didn't keep that. Our forefathers didn't keep that. Our priests didn't keep that. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Because Deuteronomy chapter 28 and Deuteronomy chapter 28, the Most High instructed Moses to let the children of Israel know that if they would obey his commandments, he said that all these blessings will come on us. And then he said that that those blessings will overtake us. But he also said that if we would disobey his commandments, that all the curses, all kinds of curses, will come on us, will come on our people, and those curses will overtake us. So we know by these curses being on us and overtaking us and us being in this hellhole that we have not obeyed his commandments. We have turned away from him. Okay? We have disobeyed his commandments. So let's document that. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Let's pick it up in verse 1. And it shall come to pass that if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Verse 2, Deuteronomy 28 and verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Okay? Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou shalt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And we see that the curses have come on us. Okay? We see that. And this all going to tie into Isaiah chapter 53. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies. That's what we're doing right here, right now. Thy enemies, which the Lord, who? The Lord, the Most High, shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness. And we were naked coming off those ships with chains on our necks, right? With the yokes on our necks, and nakedness and want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Who can see that? Who can hear that? Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. We're skipping down to verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Okay? By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. Meaning we're not going to see our land again. He brought it out and put it on the cargo ships, okay? To be servants over here. So what they call slaves, right? He brought us over here to be servants, to be slaves. We shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen, bond servants, and bond women, which is to say, be, like I said, slaves, slave men and slave women. That's what they called it. And no man shall buy you. No man shall redeem us. Okay? Lucifer, Jesus, is a man. So how can he redeem anything? Jesus Christ is a man. He can't redeem nothing. Okay? No man, nobody, not him, not Jesus Christ, not Martin Luther the King, not what's the other guy? Any of those people, nobody who rise up and try to say that they're gonna redeem their people and deliver their people are going to be able to do it. Only the Most High. The Most High, our God, is our only Savior. He is our only Redeemer. He is our only Helper. He is our Creator. He's everything. He is the one that's going to do it, because He is the one who put us in here for breaking His law. Okay? Anybody else who try to raise up the Most High gonna tear their behinds up. That's why Lucifer Jesus got a brutal death. Okay, Martin Luther King dead. Everybody who tried to, Malcolm X or whoever, they get their behind toe up from the flow up. Because the Most High is our only Redeemer. The Most High ain't dead. He's a living God. Okay, the rest of them suckers are dead. Okay, Jesus Christ ain't nothing. Let's go back to Isaiah 53 and verse 3. He is despised and rejected of men. Okay, this is speaking of Levi. This cannot be speaking about Jesus Christ, because many people love Jesus Christ. Right now to this day, you can't even get them to even look at the Most High. They put Jesus Christ over the Most High. Billions. There are 4 billion Christians in the world today. 4 billion fools out there who put Jesus Christ over the Most High, or on the same level as the Most High, or above the Most High. And there are 4 billion fools out there who serve and worship and honor Jesus Christ. And they worship Jesus Christ like there's no tomorrow. Okay? They say that Jesus Christ is their Savior. They say that Jesus Christ is their Redeemer. They say that Jesus Christ is the Most High Son, even though that is nothing but a big, fat Christian lie, because the Most High don't say any of that. Okay? The Most High don't say any of that at all. Jesus Christ is not despised. Okay? He is not despised. He is not rejected by men. Men bow down and worship him. They put him on chains, on their t-shirt. They write his name across their chest, or on their back, everywhere, on tattoos on them and everything. He is not despised of men and rejected of men. That's a lie. No, he is not. You got 4 billion fools out there that say otherwise. Okay, this is not talking about Jesus Christ. So let's get that again. Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 3. He is despised and rejected of men. So let's get the definition of despise. Despise definition: to look down on with disrespect or aversion, to regard as negligible or worthless or distasteful. That's Levi. Levi is looked down like that. Not Lucifer Jesus, but the children of Israel who are Levi, they are looked down as worthless and distasteful and despised, and nobody want to hear what they have to say. But people going to be in a big surprise, because Levi is on the rise. The Most High is raising them up. Okay? His priest. So the synonyms of the word despise: abhor, abominate, detest, execrate, hate. Okay? Right there. Hate and loathe. That's talking about Levi. This is not speaking of Jesus Christ. I have family members right now who won't even talk to me about Jesus Christ because they love him so much. And they don't want, they don't like it. They don't like what I have to say, because I serve the Most High, my God, alone. And they don't like what I have to say about this faggot, Lucifer Jesus, that false Messiah, that false Savior who can't save nobody. He's dead. He is not the Most High's son. He has nothing to do with the Most High. They don't like what we have to say about that. So that's why, this is not speaking of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is not the one who is despised and rejected of men. No, he is not. They got a whole book written about him. Okay? The whole New Testament is written about him, honoring him and everything. Churches every Sunday on Sun Worshiping Day, they're full of Lucifer Jesus lovers. And even on the Sabbath day, on Saturday, in the Christian camps, the fake Hebrew Israelite camps, they worship Jesus Christ. They got him in their name, IUIC, GOC, all of that. That's talking about Jesus Christ. Christ is in their name. So he's not despised and rejected of men. That's a lie. But let's see who is despised and rejected of men. Let's go to Psalms 83. And let's pick it up in verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace. And be not still, O God, O Most High. Psalms chapter 83 and verse 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee. What is hate again? It is despised. They that hate thee or despise thee have lifted up the head. Okay? We come in here to see who is despised of men. Okay? And there's not you ain't gonna see no Jesus Christ nowhere in here. You ain't see no little Lucifer faggot in here. Psalms 83 and verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Against who? Thy people. Who is this people? Israel. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. You're talking about Levi. Psalms 83 and verse 4. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel, the name of who? Israel. The name of who? Israel may be no more in remembrance. That is despised and rejected of men. Okay? That is despised and rejected of men. Now that sounds like hated and despised of men, because that's what it is. Psalms 83 and verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate. And you remember that stupid Confederate flag. They are confederate. Okay? Psalms 83 and verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate with a stupid Confederate flag against thee. As you can clearly see, it is the children of Israel who are despised and rejected of men, not Jesus, Lucifer. Nobody is despising and rejecting him. They love him. What are you talking about? But it is the children of Israel who are despised and rejected of men. They are despised and rejected because they have rejected the Most High, their God. Okay? And when they have rejected the Most High, their God, the Most High God said, I will reject you. And that's why he allowed this world to reject, these men to reject us and to treat us and give us names like nigger and all that kind of stuff. Coons, worthless piece of crap. That's why the Most High did that to us, because we have rejected him. So that's why he making the people of this world reject us. Let's go to Hosea chapter 4 And let's pick it up in verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. I'll read that again. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And his people, he's talking about his chosen people, and in particular, Levi. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest. Who can hear that? Talking about Levi. No priest unto me. Only the tribe of Levi can be priest to the Most High. Okay? Only the tribe of Levi. None of the other tribes can be a priest. Okay? So the Most High is speaking to the tribe of Levi right here. He said, they have rejected him, so he is rejecting them. That's why they are despised and rejected of men in Isaiah chapter 53. It's talking about the tribe of Levi. I know you can't see that because you're not an Israelite, Hosea, but all of our people are going to know this and see this, okay? Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest unto me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law. Who is the ones who will carry out the law? It's the Levites. Thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children, Levi. You can clearly see it is the children of Israel. Okay? In particular, the tribe of Levi who are despised and rejected of men, not Jesus Christ, aka Lucifer. Okay? Now let's go back to Isaiah chapter 53. And I hope this is opening the eyes of my people. Now, I'm not talking about nobody else. Christians, y'all go and serve your hippie. Go and worship Jesus Christ. Nobody's telling you to come here and try to interfere anything with our people. This is for my people. If you are a Christian and all that, this is not for you. Go and worship your God. Go and worship Jesus Christ. We don't worship Jesus Christ here. We put our foot in his behind over here. Okay? We serve the Most High, our God alone. Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 3. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Who is esteeming Levi? Okay? Nobody. This is speaking of the tribe of Levi, the priests of the Most High, his chosen servants. Okay? And they are rejected. They are despised. Our people, they are despised and everything. They are rejected. Nobody is even looking at them. They hid their faces from him. They say God's law is done away with. Praise Jesus. Okay? But they are rejected by the Most High. The Most High have rejected them. Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 4. Surely he has borne our grief and carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. Let's go back to Hosea. Let's pick it up in chapter 6. Come, and let us return unto the Lord, for he has torn, and he will heal us. He has smitten. He has done what? He has smitten. He has done what? He has smitten and he will bind us up. Didn't we just read that he was smitten of God? It's the tribe of Levi. Levi has been smitten of God. The Most High rebukes the Levitical priests, his chosen servants. Let's get that. Let's go to Malachi chapter 1. And let's pick it up in verse 6. A son honoreth his father, and a servant his master. If then I be a father, where is my honor? And if I be a master, where is my fear? Saith the Lord of hosts. Unto you, O priest. Who is he saying this to? You, O priest. Who is this priest? The Levites. That despise my name. And ye say, wherein has we despised thy name? So the Most High said, y'all rejected and despised me, so I'm rejecting and despising you. That's why men despise you. O priests, Levites. That's who he's talking about. He's talking about our people, the priests, the Levites. Malachi chapter 2 and verse 1. And now, O ye priests, this commandment is for you. Verse 2, Malachi chapter 2 and verse 2. If ye will not hear, if ye will not lay it to heart, to give glory unto my name, not to Lucifer Jesus, but to my name, saith the Lord of hosts, I will even send a curse upon you, and I will curse your blessing. Yea, I have cursed them already, because you do not lay it to heart. Malachi chapter 2 and verse 3. Behold, I will corrupt your seed and spread dung upon your faces, even the dung of your solemn feast. And one shall take you away with it. Malachi chapter 2 and verse 4. And ye shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you, that my covenant might be with Levi. Who can hear that? Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. Malachi chapter 2 and verse 5. My covenant was with him of a life and peace, and I gave them to him for the fear with he feared me, and was afraid before my name. Malachi chapter 2 and verse 6. The law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity. Malachi chapter 2 and verse 7. For the priest's lips shall keep knowledge, because they got to come before the Most High and then bring it to, bring the information to the others, to the other tribes. The priests are the ones that come near to the Most High. Okay? The priest's lips shall keep knowledge. And they make the sacrifices. Okay? They take the prayers of the people, the supplication or the desires of the people to the Most High. What the people desire from the Most High, they taking it to the Most High. For the priest let's read that again. Malachi chapter 2 and verse 7. For the priest's lips shall keep knowledge, and they shall seek the law at his mouth. For he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts. Who can hear that? He's the mediator between the Most High and his people. Malachi chapter 2 and verse 8. That's why if you study in the Torah, you see that a lot of them have to keep a priest right next to them, so that they can be able to, communicate to the Most High. Malachi chapter 2 and verse 8. But ye are departed out of the way. Ye have caused many to stumble. Okay? You have caused many to stumble at the law. Ye have corrupted the covenant of Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. Malachi chapter 2 and verse 9. Therefore have I also made you contemptible and base before all the people, according as ye have not kept my ways, but have been partial in the law. Let's look at the word. Let's look up the definition for contemptible. Okay, look up the definition for contemptible. Is bazar. A primitive root is from H, in the Strong's Concordance is H959. Bazar, a primitive root, to disesteem, despise, disdain, contemptible, think to scorn, vile person. The Most High said he did what? I made you contemptible. Okay? Despised, disesteemed. Okay? Who is he talking about? The priest. The priests are despised. Don't forget Isaiah 53. The priests are despised. Despised and disesteemed. Who can see that? Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 3 says, he was despised and we esteemed him not. Bazar is saying despised and disesteemed. Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 3 said he was despised and we esteemed him not. Despised and disesteemed. And this is speaking of Levi, the priest, the chosen servants of the Most High. We can see even in this first video, and I'm about to end this video and I'm going to pick it up in part 2, and there may even be a part 3 to this one. I'm sorry about that, but we can see in this first video that Isaiah chapter 53 is not speaking of Jesus Christ, aka Lucifer, at all. Aka Lucifer at all. But it is speaking of Levi, the Levitical priests, aka the children of Israel. And it is a false report to say that Isaiah chapter 53 is speaking of Jesus Christ. If you say that Isaiah chapter 53 is speaking of Jesus Christ, you are nothing but a big, fat liar. And like I said, I don't want to make this video very long. So, and it is kind of long already, but what I want to do is I'm going to end this video at this time. But I'm not ending the study. So we're going to have a part 2 and perhaps a part 3 to this one. Okay? But with that, I'm going to say on this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Sabbath day with the most beautiful people, the children of Israel, I'm going to say Shalom.